Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another international national anthem reaction video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we travel back to Oceania, and specifically we travel to the Tonga, or the Isle of Tonga. Now, I do like the flag. It's basically an inverted version of the Swiss flag stuck onto the corner of a plain red flag. It's a cool design. I like it. I can't say anything bad about that. Now, kind of similar to when we were talking about the Isle of Samoa before, there's obviously, and to be honest, this is sort of like just a recurring theme throughout a large part of the oceanics, is that some of the shots, some of the things you can just see for miles is absolutely astounding. And bear in mind, this is all because this is all in relation to the fact that I'm absolutely adamant that there's an active volcano on the Isle of Toa. Did I say the Isle of Toa, or did I know I said the Tonga, but where did I get the Isle of Toa from? I'm not entirely sure where that came from. And I know that, I think like the Isle of Toa is like somewhere in the oceanics. I'm pretty sure it is, but sorry. Let me get back on track. We are now moving into Tonga, and insofar as geographically where it's concerned, it's quite a far away from New Zealand, and so you're sort of talking about more around about like Papua New Guinea, the Philippines, sort of like Indonesia from basically this region here of the oceanics. And certainly one thing that always struck me is very, I mean, again, guys, look at that. Tonga from above looks so small, but look at how much ocean is just surrounding it. It is so vast and so enormous that when you get down to sea level, quite literally, it is basically just an entire. It's like paradise. And I've often described paradise many times on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, especially in relation to a lot of things from the oceanics, but the Tonga just, and exactly, look. Tonga reconnects with the world a month after volcanic eruption and tsunami. Well, I talked a little bit about, paradise, but some part of me also has to be reminded of the fact that natural disasters are probably just around the corner, just expecting to happen. And this probably even encounters all throughout, again, we're talking Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands, and, well, but there are so much around this part of the world which is susceptible. I don't remember exactly why, or if it's just geographically where it is, but is it something about this part of the world is more susceptible to Earth? Well, it's more susceptible to tsunamis caused by fissures in the Earth's crust. But even so, one thing I do absolutely have to settle for right now, ladies and gentlemen, is that it looks beautiful. And just like when we were talking about the Isle of Samoa, just the size, the strength, the traditions that sort of go into so many people from this small island nation are paramount in just how impressive and renowned. I mean, again, this is their Rugby World squad, their Rugby World Cup squad, and you wouldn't want to take any one of these guys on in a fight, let alone all of them. And rugby is about as brutal as a sport could possibly get, outside of fire, chainsaw, mud wrestling while blindfolded. I pitched it to a commission about whether or not they can make it a viable sport, but they said it was absolutely insane and, to all intents and purposes, not economically viable. in theory. In practice, it could have been very, very different. And also, this is the shots of the volcano specifically erupting. I want to know exactly which volcano it is. Well, let's find out. I mean, again, from satellite, you could literally just. In fact, actually, maybe we could do that. Maybe we could just see a video of the eruption. It's maybe one of those few times that we've actually have raw and fuming. We go from Tonga volcanic eruption reshaped Pacific Sea floor. That's how big the blast was. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we could just do a little bit here. Let's go to the BBC. This.
Scientists have discovered the true ferocity of a huge volcanic eruption off the coast of Tonga in January. Research ships found that flows of debris stretching at least 80 kilometres across the seabed. Let's hear more from Tom Bratta.
A monstrous eruption which has left its mark on our planet. When Hunga Tonga Hunga Ha'apai blew its top in January, it scattered water vapour and ash halfway to space and sent tsunami waves swelling out across the world. A new survey offers a fresh picture of the scale of what happened. Scientists have fully mapped the area around the volcano, showing just how badly the seafloor has been sculpted and scarred.
We didn't map enough. This volcano even exceeded our maximum expectations about how far the effects of this eruption was on the sea floor. It really was an absolutely outstanding event.
The eruption produced one of the biggest atmospheric explosions in history, and the impression left on the seafloor gives a sense of its violent energy. Scientists calculate that some 10 cubic kilometres of material has been displaced, equivalent to the volume of 4,000 Egyptian pyramids. 2/3 of that was the ash and rock ejected out through the volcano's opening, but the other third was material scraped off the sides of the volcano as debris fell back out of the sky and tumbled across the bottom of the ocean.
The plume itself rose 53 kilometres into the atmosphere. I mean, this was truly the most dramatic event in volcanic history since possibly Krakatoa in 1883.
This eruption was extraordinarily powerful, but there are similar volcanoes lurking underwater off coastlines around the world. By understanding what happened and why, there may be lessons to help us prepare in the future.
For a volcanic eruption.
Tom Bratta,
is
BBC News.
How do you prepare for a volcanic eruption, though? How do you do that, though? Because by the time it happens, like, you could be prepared for any calamity in the world, but it's a volcanic eruption. It's not like, it's not like when the snow comes to the UK and everything comes to a halt. No, it's a So let's move on. Okay, just a little quick of a little things I wanted to discuss. Tonga is a Polynesian kingdom of more than 170 Pacific islands, many uninhabited, most lined in white beaches and coral reefs and covered with tropical rainforest. The main island, Tapu, is protected by lagoons and limestone cliffs. It's home to the rural capital of Nuku'alofa, as well as beach resorts, plantations, and the Hanemonga Almaui, a monumental coral gate from the 1200s. And it also has a population of just over 100,000, and it also has an area of roughly 748 kilometers squared. I again, counting every island is there enough, but bear in mind, inhabited or otherwise, that's quite interesting. But again, for such a small population. But as we did with the Seychelles, it does have its own national anthem, so we can enjoy that in here today. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. And please rise for the national anthem of Tonga. Or the Kingdom of Tonga. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Short, but sweet. Again, and it's something, like I said before, kind of a thing that's sort of like recurring in a lot of oceanic national anthems, is that prayer, praise, and a direct contact with God seems to be the agenda for a lot of these. Because for small developing nations, whether it be Fiji, whether it be Tonga, whether it be in the mainland of Samoa, there's quite a lot that goes into the idea of praising God for what they have received, and this taking the idea that they've taken like Catholicism as their main religion. It's very, very interesting, and certainly going forward, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be even more curious about, as we go through probably even more obscure or smaller island nations across the oceanic. Though, again, we've also got things like Indonesia, the Philippines, Papua New Guinea, and I'm sure, again, very small, because, again, we might even have to, if there was some national anthems for the Solomon Islands, then we probably would be including those as well. But I just want to see exactly what else the world has to offer, because certainly I've never once been at all disappointed by the sights, the scenery, the cleanness of everything that the oceanic has to offer, and it's certainly going to be that way for a long time afterwards. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction video. Please leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys felt of the national anthem of the Tonga, or the Kingdom of the Tonga. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys again in the next video. And I do apologize for why I said the Isle of Toa. I'm not entirely sure where that came from. I don't know. I apologize for that. Anyway, take care and bye-bye for now.